Hello, good morning everyone. I hope you had a very beautiful night. Uh, today I bring you a some spiritual lectures. Yes, a very crucial lectures, a very crucial and a core lectures that will help you. Although this came as a question, you know, right there in my inbox, someone asked me, a question, and the person was what's the name? So this person goes by the name Aderoju Jelil. So this person came to my inbox to ask a particular question, and I feel that if I just you know explain it for him there, it may not benefit others. So I now bring it here so that most of us can benefit from the lectures and the explanation I'm about to give you. So this morning, this person asked, uh, why do humans face challenges, particularly spiritual challenges? So he came to ask a particular question that why do humans face challenges? Are we made to be facing challenges? You get me? So are we made to be facing challenges, and what are the causes of these challenges? Like a spiritual problem, all sort of complain everywhere every time. So I now say, okay, I promise to expatiate the the question and give more details to that question. So instead of writing for him alone, I would like to bring it here so that it can benefit this person that asked the question and those of my subscribers, and if you are viewing it also. So, and if you care to subscribe, I hope this thing will benefit you, as more of this thing will more something like this will be coming on this channel. So the first one I want to give about the question is, he asked, why do humans face challenges and what are the causes? You see, I used to say something before we venture into doing spiritual work, doing all sorts of things. There are some certain things you need to know. There's a lot of secret thing in this life. There's a lot of hiding mysteries in this life, so that if you don't know, you just be looking into other things, and no one will tell you all this I'm about to tell you, and possibly you may not hear it anywhere again. So this thing will benefit you a lot, and if you learn something, just try to make sure you let other you make other aware of this. So the first answer to that question is, there are various things that causes problem for humans, and possibly that cause the reason why we are facing problems, spiritual problem all the time. That person was frustrated and even asked, can't we just have a peaceful time? Can human just be, without this spiritual problem, without everything, can't we just be living a normal life? And I told him that there's a lot of mysteries in life, and there's a lot you need to know before you can say, can human live without facing those challenges? Well, out of these obstacles and challenges, the first one I'm about to mention here is the one I call the common and natural spiritual problem. Common and natural spiritual problem. This one I'm talking about here is started from the day a child was born. Started from the day you were born into this life. Started from the day you came into existence. So this problem sometimes varies. It depends on the kind of glory you have, on the kind of how greatly God made you to be, or how greatly you are going to perform in life. So the problem will now varies. If you are born to be great, just know that surely you will face a lot of challenges, and that's the more reason why you should always try to protect a new child. I said that in my previous videos, that you must always try and make sure you protect a newborn baby. a newborn baby, it is very important to make sure you protect a newborn baby, so to avoid, most of things that happen to us cannot be affecting them as well. So just make sure you do something to protect a new. There's a various thing you can do. I will post that one on this channel if you still keen and lis ten very well. So the first one is the common and natural thing that you might not offend anyone. It may not be a witchcraft or someone intentionally doing you because you have a glory, but because you are made greatly. And this life, there were a lot of things there. So because you have something very crucial, or you have something very very unique, so you have to face these challenges and obstacles. So the first one is the common one. So, and as a human being, and that's the more reason why you should not live a spiritual a spiritual journey and a spiritual lecture or things like this. You should not just undermine it. So because there's a lot in this life. So that first one is the common and natural problem that if you are made greatly, you will surely face it. So no matter what, no one is doing you, no witchcraft, not because your father's wife, or this mythology in Yoruba, the mythology that we believe in Yoruba, that maybe your father has two wives, so the other wife might be bewitching you, all sort of things like that. So this one is kind of natural. Once the child is born, there are some people that will see the glory even before the mother and the father, even before the child itself. So there are some people that will feel that this one is made greatly, and they tamper with the glory. So the first one is the natural thing that do occur. So and secondly, the second one is the human cost problem. Say the human cost spiritual problem. The human cost spiritual problem. The reason why I put it this way is that apart from the first one I explained, there are some specific, there are some people that maybe they are not, the first one I mentioned, the first point I mentioned may not be caused by human, but by unseen spirits, by unseen mysteries in the world. So those ones, they are not concerned with, they may not be related to you, they may not know you anywhere, but because you are having something special, they will attack you. But this second one is a problem caused because someone knows you. You understand that? Because someone knows you, and maybe he or she is not happy about that, or he has a particular power to attack you, to make sure that your dream in life don't get fulfilled. So these people, that's how they are made. Most of these people, Yoruba will say one thing, that adẹ́tẹ̀ kò lè fún wàrà ṣùgbọ́n adẹ́tẹ̀ lè dá wàrà nù. The point is, those people here that fall under this category, they are not gaining anything in putting someone down, but because they jealous the work of Olodumare, so they try every means to make sure you are down, because they are not happy, and that's the first people under that category. The second people that can be doing it is your a related people, some people that, let's say, they relate to you, and they want the enemy will cause to you, and because they know your target. And another important thing I want you to take note is, there are some people in this life that you have to really work on yourself. Don't live a spiritual things. I used to say that. So even if things are moving for you, don't feel as you have reached your last destination, or you have. So you should try. Even when things are moving, is the time you're supposed to be working on yourself. You see them complaining all the time. When the thing now fall apart, we see them running scatter. But when the things are moving, the problem will not allow you to go and seek out for the solution. So when you are experiencing some goodness, that is when a human most importantly need the spiritual backup, and to strengthen your spiritual journey. So you should not underrate your spiritual welfare. So because things are moving for you, so and that is why most of them, when you see them, it is until when things now gotten to to the extent of maybe they are thinking something negative. That is when they will be looking here and there, thinking they should help them do all sorts of things like that. So you should always try to, so because in this life, I'm still under the second point of why woman face challenges. The second one, like I said, is that you know, in this life there's a lot of things that normally happens. So there are some people that knows your target even before you do. um there's a lot of hidden mysteries in life. So there are some people that will know what exactly your target. So some may feel it as a monitoring tool, but these people are not, they are not just that they are following you anywhere, but they know your target. So that is that what you will think that you are. And the last point I will mention will really shock you, because it is most of the thing affecting most. It is most of the problem affecting most of the people. So under this second category, um I said the woman cause problem. And you always try to, something you should take note of is that in this life you should not always be looking for only money o. Some people, they are made greatly already, they are made to be rich, they are made with God created them very well. But because the enemy are more than the glory, so that they will not make the thing happen, and that's where you will see them suffering. Some people, when they go and do some consultation, they will see them that they are made to be great. When this one tell them, they will say, I see when they go to any, maybe for any consultation, they will say, they see them as king, they see them, but the thing is not coming true. And that is because their thing has been tampered. They have more enemy than their glory. So if a person like that can go for anything to back up, to strengthen his spiritual person, it will really, it will be as if he make a money ritual. So it's not everybody that will be going for I want to make money, I want to do this thing, do that thing, I want to be like rich like Dangote, I want to rich like and I want to do ritual. Not everyone needs that, because most importantly, there are some few points that they do make. So all those money you are using to seeking out ritual, you are using to become rich. Why don't you make some research about yourself, some deep reading, and know if the enemy are more than you. If you work on those enemy, it is very sure that things will fall back into places. So just try to make sure that you find which of this one you is really affecting you. That's the second point. And the third one is the self-inflicted problem. The self-inflicted problem, and this normally happen as well, and it's one of the reason woman faces challenges and all this problem. So some people, all this, they, no one is doing them, and no one is, and they may fall into the lucky category. They don't No one is after them, no one is, and they were created so lucky enough and so fortunate. So but because of greedy, because of being greedy, because of being courteous, because you are not satisfied with God gave you, you now fall into this number three category. And that's the category I call a self-inflicted problem. Some people, the problem that is affecting them, it is they are the one who caused it into their own life. They use their hands to inflict those problems on themselves. And that's the why I call this third one a self-inflicted problem. Some people, it may due to some promises you make. When you know you cannot fulfill a promise and you go and sleep with a woman, and if that woman calls you, just know that such thing will surely happen. And that's one the one this third category, just like I said, is very common, most especially with men. Most especially with men. So some have caused this problem by the inflict those problem on themselves. So just because they want to satisfy their feelings, to satisfy or something not necessary. So you should try to make sure that you stay away from something that will cause problem, a generational problem, because there are some under this category, the one I wrote here, I said there are some generational causes that maybe your father or your mother have caused it, or the family has been caused. You get it? So that is a self-inflicted problem. You did something today, you do something today and you forget that it may not affect you, but surely the generation that is coming will really suffer for it. You understand? So that is generational causes that maybe you get a lady pregnant and you promise her heaven and earth, and you then later keep to the promise, and if that person causes you, you know that one will, it may not take effect. There's one thing about cause. Spiritually, there's something about cause. Causes don't take effect very fastly. They don't take effect very fast. So they take, even before some will start taking effect, maybe on another generation. So while some people will say, oh, I've done that, I've done it, and that's all, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen, but just remember that there are some people that are coming after you that will curse you wherever, even if you are dead. There are some people that are dead today that their children are still cursing them, that if not because of our father, they will go somewhere that you will see that it is your mother doing you, it is your father doing you. It is not purposely because your father or your mother went to go and do a spiritual attack or something, is doing something secretly against you, but because something they have done that is really affecting you. When they check it, they will see your mother doing you. You see that I will be hating your mother causing, and she might have forgotten she has done something very wrong. So the self-inflicted problem is a something, is one of the problem that woman faces, and all this problem also has a solution. So once you have a causes, so instead of you see them looking for ritual, looking for this, I want to be this, I want to be that. The causes that are some people that are on some people, the trailer cannot load it all. The trailer cannot carry some of causes that some people, because of what they have caused, and you will see them looking for something else instead of them to firstly treat what they have caused. Because you see someone's fancy, you snatch it, and you have it. All those things will be, the causes are coming like a tip of needle. So it will be become small small, it will be going, it will be going. Then when it start taking effect, that is when it become much bigger, and it will be affecting you and your generation. You should try to do something to, you know to put away the causes, the generational causes. It's very important. Another thing to take note of that is, because a person should be looking for a spiritual work to make sure you are clean of a generational spiritual cause. You may not be the one. That's why you will see some people when they maybe they come for initiation, and basically they know that they did not do anything wrong, and when you ask them, you did it, they will be wondering, I did not do something very wrong to anyone. You understand? So they will be wondering that, I used to go very gently, I used to give out people this thing, but because of what their parents or sort of things have caused. So you should not look into it that maybe because you are not harming anyone, you have, it's not like that. It's not like that. Even if you are doing good, if you are doing good too, you need you need to work on your spirituality and all sort of things like that, because there are some people that are not happy with, even despite the fact that you are doing good. So that's for the third point. I'm going to mention only 4 points, and this last one is the most important. After this self-inflicted problem, I said this last one is the most and very crucial one, that is very important, and it is the most of the, when I check around the society, when I look everywhere, even in my family, outside, everywhere here and in the diaspora, everywhere, the problem, most especially in Africa, the problem we face is this last one I'm going to mention, and it's the problem of religion. Religion, spirituality and religion, they don't go together, and you have to, you know you will not allow religion to trump over your spirituality. I said in my previous video, because if you allow religion to trump over your spirituality, there are some ways it will be blocking you, that don't do this, don't do that. Hey, and as an African, if you are following that, you will keep deceiving yourself. Now let's break it down, and this is the one I wrote very concisely to, so to explain very well to you. So inferiority classing, because you know some people will say because we are black, our behaviour are also black. No, even if we are black, that doesn't mean that there's no solution in that your line, in the lineage of your ancestors. So because some people will believe say, because they see, because the way other people describe your color, you now feel that you, anything black is not holy. And the way when you watch it in movies, when you, the way they describe anything black, you feel that because I'm black or something, someone black doing is not acceptable. So we class ourselves. And if you see very well, if you go and ask those people living in the diaspora, go and ask them, living among these white living among these living among these white men, go and ask them, they will tell you that they are also cook, they are also cook. But because say they don't expose themselves, they don't expose their flaws, they don't expose their weakness, so that's why we see them as a as the best thing. So that's why we accept their spirituality as the best over our own. So if we see African, we be accepting this white men spirituality over our own, whereby it cannot solve your problem. Now let me go to the reason why I said that. The connection of spirituality for being black. Why most spiritual work cannot work for the white? You understand? I laugh sometimes when I see most of our people, all these babalawo, all these spiritual people. When you see them like that, some will even go into the extent of sending some spiritual work to the white. And at the end of the day, what will be the result of it? The person will keep complaining. The white person will keep complaining it is not working. You understand? And the reason behind that, I'm going to explain in this very video. You will get what I'm saying. You understand? So this kind of thing, there's a connection between because you are an African, and the connection between that spirituality and being black, there's a connection between it. So don't be deceived. And a white man now give you, now take white spirituality over your own. All this most especially in Nigeria, you will see them carrying oil. Most of them be drink. All this kind of thing cannot help you. I'm not saying this to to debacle any religion, or to to speak bad of any religion, but I'm just trying to say the basic fact you need to know, so that there's a connection between being black and spirituality. Precious things were stolen from Africa, and part of it is our spirituality. So they stole it and turn it into something else. That is why if I give you a soap, a black soap, and I give you ordinarily, maybe I don't put it in, or I just put it in a nylon, that particular soap is now given to you by a white man, or by someone acclaim, a pastor, or acclaim Afa or something else, or someone that as an African, there's a problem with us, that we don't follow what is our own. We choose over some other things over our own. You get it? You get what I'm saying? So when I give you that particular soap, and someone now gave you another soap that looked like it, but because the thing was packaged, was put into maybe all these plastic things, and was given a brand names and all that, you see African rushing to go and get it. Meanwhile, it is not that strong compared to the one I gave you but not packaged. So precious things that were stolen from Africa were rebranded. So if you as an African allow religion to trump over your spirituality, it's one of the challenges we face. I'm not saying you should not practice religion, but don't allow it to trump over your spirituality. And another thing is some religious clerics using only spiritual part, so and still debackling the origin. So you will see some African, so some brainwash African, you know, what they want to gain is only the spirituality, and when they get outside they will be speaking bad of our origin, speaking, you know, let me tell you one thing. Some of you will keep complaining of most of this, so some will keep complaining of maybe things are not working for them, this blah 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 and all that. But it's not the matter of if things are not working for you. Have you checked where you also have caused some problem to yourself? Have you tried to check where you have caused, maybe in one way or the other, you have caused problem to yourself, maybe through what you say, through what, you know, um what you use, power you use, the power you are using, and you now get among the crowd, you now speaking bad of that thing. You know, although most of these spiritual things don't have mouth to speak, but just know that there will be one day that they will also feel bad and the thing will get weak. So if you are a religious leader, if you are all these clerics, if you are using any spiritual, most especially there's something we say in Yoruba before we take a spiritual walk, and that we call elarowa elarowa. So if you are saying elarowa, elarowa is a kind of Yoruba language. So it's kind of Yoruba language that must be used before, that are used to call in a the spirit of the charm before you start using it. If you are saying all this elarowa is a deity, this ela. So but you are speaking bad of it and you expect things to work out for you. You know, you should try to, and I said in my previous video that most spiritual problem, all these spiritual things, they don't care about your personality. They don't care about your personality or your religion. You know, all these things are just on earth to make human suffers for the mistake our forebears have, you know, have committed. You understand? For the sin our forebears have committed. You understand? So even if you are not, just like my first point, even if you are not doing anything, if you don't offend anyone, if you don't do anything bad, just make sure that this life is not just for a play. You should work very well on how to make sure you work on your spiritual awareness. So all these things, they don't care about your personality at the outset, and at the outset of the creation of this earth. Human being wronged because God Olodumare created two things, the seen and on the unseen. The way that we can see ourselves, we have flesh, we are a human being, and some people that they are also living on earth, but they are not. So we have classes. So these people during this time, that according to one of the Odufas, we learn it in one of the Odufa. So human being wronged these people. When we wrong them, the matter was brought before God, and when the matter was brought before Olodumare, when when God asked them about what happened and the reason why they are attacking human, they are making human suffering, and when the God find out that it is human being that were at fault, human being were at fault. So human being now gave them the power over human being. God now gave them the power over human being since then, and human being lost the power to see them. Human being lost the power to see them. They become unseen for humans. You understand? They become unseen for humans. That is why you cannot see a problem affecting you. You cannot see the spiritual things affecting you. You cannot see it face to face. You cannot see it face to face. That is why some of you will pass by a road. Some people have passed and you see the cobweb will still be coming over your face. Do you see where those people doing all sort of things? No, you cannot see. That is where the problem comes in. So and that is when the problem begins. Women don't have power to see them, and that is when we become so weak to them. And but before God gave them the power over woman, they were also given a condition that they will favor some human being, that some human being will be favored, because some powerful human being then, like Orunmila, counter them, that if you will not harm my own children. And they said, with all these people on earth, how will they know your children among them? So, and they said, what are we going to do? And they said they should make a oath. And that is when they make an oath. When they make an oath, when the oath was made, the they provide only on one condition, that they will let woman prosper, that only people that have the items of the oath they are going to give to Orunmila will only be prosper on earth. The others will be suffering. Someone that has will suddenly become poor. Someone that has become known will suddenly become a unknown person. Someone that has will now become, all sort of problem will be facing woman. One will be looking for a child. The one that has child will not enjoy the child. All those one that have bought cars, the car will go. All the one that the barren woman will not get pregnant. All sort of things like that, all sort of problem they said they will be causing on human being. And the only condition they put on it is that Orunmila make an oath with them, that it's only those that have this kind of oath items, oaths and spiritual items will only be favoured. And that's when they give on condition that they will favour some human being. So those items and other things like that are for future discussion because of our time. So, and that's the more reason why you should not ignore, as an African, you should not ignore your African spirituality and that. Although these oaths are not extensively for the white. You understand? Because some people will ask, maybe we are all human beings, and you said they make a oath with that they will be harming human being. Shebi both black, African and non-African, we are all human beings. No, the oaths were only for the black, because black were the first races on earth. We are the first races. Don't be deceived by the one cook up story of Adam and Eva and all that. Don't be deceived. We are the cradle of humanity. You understand? So at the outset of the creation of earth, the whites were created thereafter. The white, there is a story for other time, or if you can even message me if you want to know story behind that, behind the white. So they were created thereafter, so they don't share most of the causes. They don't share from these causes put on human then. So because the recognized color then were black, so they don't share most of the cause, they don't share from the causes. And that is why you cannot use the problem facing white man cannot face you. The problem facing white man and the solution they have to it, if you use it, may not work for you. So don't be deceived with all these things you are carrying. With ordinary book, you carry ordinary book and you believe you are safe. Don't be deceived. So they don't share most of the causes, and that is why as an African you must always make sure you don't leave the spiritual system. And you can't use white men's spirituality and religion to solve your African problem. Quote that one. You cannot use white men's spirituality and religion to solve your African problems, spiritual problem and all that. Just take that to your head. And there are some few things that if a white man use may work more well for him, and you use may not, that's you should try to get that. For example, the reason we use local sponges for spiritual soap, some people will ask, when you give them a spiritual work and you ask them to use they will say, why can't we use any local sponge? The reason is most of the items used then, they have some connection with spirituality of the recognized items. by these things, that if you want to use a spiritual work and you want it to work, you must surely use those items involved. So they are the recognized items in the oath, and that is why I laugh sometimes when I see some people on YouTube trying to generalize the spiritual system, for this one. No, there's no other. No, there's some difference to it, and there's a lot to spirituality. Although there were some part of spiritual system that generalized because we are all human, either white or black, and that is stuck in the destiny. Yes, just get everyone has destiny, and that one is stuck in destiny, because either you are black or white, you have your own destiny, and that some taboos in the part of destiny are for everybody, and that is when the things like Ifa initiation and some other spiritual system falls in. You get it? To know the do and don't. The purpose of doing Ifa initiation, don't do Ifa initiation and don't be deceived, because some people be shouting, even our fellow spiritualists and others be shouting, go and do initiation. Initiation cannot make you rich, you get it, but it will lead you into way that will make you rich. It will actually pave way for you, that will lead to your way, that will make you rich. Why? The reason is, it will let you know the do and don't. It will let you know the type of things to wear, the type of things to eat, the type of things to do and all that. So some people that are brainwashed will be thinking of something else when they hear invitation and some other thing like that. And it will let you know the work to do. Some people, they are doing the work that's not meant for them. So no matter how much you made from that work, it will surely, because it's not your work. So you have to firstly make sure you check about, is it work, this work I'm doing, is it my work, or I'm doing someone else's work. The another thing applicable to marrying a woman, some people don't check. During then they use, there's a way they check to know if the woman you want to marry is for you or not that. But because of things like that, things are caused. Some marriage will not last a month, will not last a year. Why? Because we don't because the destiny are not together. There will be some cause of fight, all sorts of things. They will not be living peacefully. So don't misinterpret this. I'm not saying being religious is not good, but if you allow it to trump over your spirituality as an African, you are deceiving yourself. So the religion you see are just identity. The religion you see are just identity and interrelated. you know they are identity and some relations. Religion are just to have some particular identity. Okay, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. I'm a traditionalist, I'm a traditional. I'm a Christian, just to have an identity. It has nothing to do with your spirituality. You understand? It has nothing to do with your spirituality. Yes, because religions were not packed in human destiny. Religions were not packed in, go and quote me anywhere. The religion are not packed in human destiny. Yes, human created religion. Because human created religion, spirituality is what is here before us. We learn it every day. That is why we post something on this channel, all sort of things like that, just for you to learn and know what to do. But the religion were created by humans. The spirituality were created by the work of Olodumare, because according to the story I told you of why human beings are suffering, when the problem now occur, God now gave them Olodumare, those powerful men like Orunmila, all those people before them, that okay, when you are facing this particular problem, use this, use that, and the problem will go. When you are facing this thing, use this, use that, and the problem will go. But nowadays, because of religion, we will think over it. When you see all this app and everything, they are not created only for traditional or for anyone. It's for everybody. But because you are not looking into its importance, you will not stay there because you call it demonic, and that is the problem affecting. It's one of the fourth one I mentioned here, that one of the problem facing, that human face challenges, it is that reason. And don't use things that are not in lineage of your spiritual background. Don't use things that are not used, because you cannot see a white man, you cannot see a masquerade chasing a white man in dream. You understand? A white man will not have that the kind of dream having a masquerade chasing him, because we are falling to spiritual class. There's a class to it. They have their own spiritual problem. I'm not disputing that, but at least you cannot compare your own problem to theirs. You understand? You cannot compare your own problem to theirs. So they have their own problem, we have our own. So you cannot see a masquerade chasing them. This is why you should know that as an African, you should hold into your own African spiritual identity. Your African spirituality is part of your African identity. Don't lose it to someone else's religion background. I cried most of the time when I see most people falling into spiritual bondage every day, all because of all in the name of religion, all in the name of being religious, and the religious leader keep deceiving you. All this kind of thing we post, we get a might get a least few, because people don't value things like that. But when you post something like ritual, that's what people, we value deceit more than the fact. And before you can make it in life, you need to be learning some few things like this we are sharing with you. And we not tell you all these real people will not tell you, because they know that you will have your way. And because of what some of them will hit, even if they know that it's a deceit. Yes, Africa taking a religion. The religion we are just talking about, if you are not running a secret spirituality, if all these people making it don't believe you are, it's ordinary. They are running a secret spirituality underground, but you believe in them, and they know what they do. So don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. The all those people you think are strong have an extra backup. I said earlier that spiritual problem doesn't care about your personality. Either you are a pastor, you are a Ifa priest, you are a native doctor, you are a priestess, you are something, or they don't care. We also we try a lot of we do appease them as we are a priest, because that's what some of you will think. There's a time we also make consultation about ourselves, do consultation, do appeasement and all that. So there's no recognize, these people, they don't recognize your religion, all sort of things. So but all they recognize are those things they use, and that is the herbs, all sort of spiritual work that they will recognize. So, and that is why when you use a spiritual work, you see you get a result. So but if you don't give what it takes, you will be if you don't give them what they take, they will not enjoy your existence in life. Even we as a priest have a way we appraise them. So if you think you are safe because of a book printed and made of worldly materials, you know all these bibles and things of a thing, they are the printed thing. You cannot be holding a book like this and said this thing to happen if there's nothing spiritual about it you put into it. You get it? So don't be deceived, be thinking that you are holding a book and you are safe. So don't deceive. I laugh most of the time when I see an Islamic cleric or pastor using a megaphone made by an atheist or acclaimed unreligious nation to pray to God. Someone that is not religion made a megaphone and you are using it to pray. You are using that kind of things to pray, and you believe that you are praying to God. And someone that made it is not religious, so you are come on. Is that not a microphone made by a Japanese whose faith isn't match yours, or who believe in something else, and we will keep deceiving ourselves as an African? That's the problem we face. Although this is the truth, I'm not saying this to let us go back or leave what we are doing. I'm not saying you should leave your religion, but don't undermine the spirituality, because although it's not easy to leave what you are doing. Most of you know the truth, but because of when I stop this thing, why would they look at me? Will people be happy? Will my religion people be happy with me? You are using a car developed by your own religious state, and you are driving it to your religious center, and you say you say you are receiving God offering all sorts of things like that. Isn't that our African spirituality you call demonic? Hmm? Isn't that our African spirituality you call demonic you are using to save your fellow disciples, all in the name of holiness, all in the name of holiness? So that is it. You don't criticize what you cannot, what you don't, what you love to do. You don't criticize it. So well, I don't blame them because most of them eat from your ignorance. Most of these people eat from your ignorance, and we call this kind of video all sort of name because they don't want your eyes to open. So this kind of video is an eyes opener, and I mention only 4 of problem that might cause, that might cause a problem, and the reason why human face challenges, most especially as an African. Most especially the last point is for we African, as an African. So the other point is general things that do happen, but the other point I mentioned earlier, the last point, when I look into our society, I see people falling into that trap each and every day. I hope you learn something on this video if you are patient enough to watch it to this end. And don't forget to subscribe if you have learned something, and you can share with others. I think you learn something. May the Olodumare be with you. Thank you so much.